Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look back at a terrifying storm. The storm Dana, with its overwhelming power, is engulfing the entire Spain. At that moment, dark clouds rolled across the sky like early warnings of the impending destruction. Each lightning bolt tore through the sky, signaling a long and dangerous night ahead. Madrid, the capital of Spain, faced an unprecedented downpour. The once bustling streets are now empty and cold as the rainwater slowly rises, threatening to engulf the city. People have tried to find shelter, but with the rain coming down at such an intense rate, who knows what will happen next? As you can see, floodwaters are now invading the heart of Madrid. The streets, buildings, and once bustling shops have been submerged. Firefighters are working tirelessly to rescue those trapped, but given the situation at that time, the number of victims continues to rise rapidly. In Toledo, the situation was equally dire. People were in a state of panic, trying to save what they could before the floodwaters rose even higher. In just a few hours, the heavy rainfall had turned streets and alleys into raging rivers. Local authorities urged everyone to seek safe shelter immediately. That day, the football match between Atletico Madrid and Sevilla had to be postponed due to the heavy rain. The stadium, once a symbol of joy and excitement, was now nothing but a sea of water. The roaring cheers and enthusiastic sounds of the crowd were replaced by the eerie silence of the falling rain. This was the first time in history that a major game like this had been postponed because of a historic downpour. Cadiz, one of the most heavily affected areas, is submerged in a sea of water. Once busy streets have turned into torrents, with fast-flowing water sweeping away everything in its path. The residents are facing an extremely dangerous situation as the heavy rain shows no signs of letting up. In Tarragona, the floodwaters have transformed peaceful streets into raging rivers, The homes, once a sanctuary for many families, are now nothing but rubble, swept away by the deluge. This scene is truly a disaster, as these families now have no place to return to. The Spanish coastline has also endured the tremendous power of nature. High waves, strong winds, and heavy rain have turned this area into a picture of devastation. Boats, once gliding gently over the waves, are now shattered by the crashing surf, reduced to debris drifting on the sea. This is truly a horrifying scene that no one can forget. In a small village near Barcelona, the floodwaters have submerged the entire area. Residents are standing on their rooftops, waiting desperately for rescue. Rescue helicopters are trying to reach them, but given the current situation, the rescue efforts are facing significant challenges. The floodwaters continue to rise, and it's uncertain if any of them will be safe. Meanwhile, at the shelters, hundreds of people from the heavily affected areas are taking refuge. Exhausted and worried eyes, along with sighs of helplessness, are all that remain after the storm. Medical personnel are working tirelessly, but with the increasing number of people in need of help, the situation is becoming incredibly challenging. These are people facing loss and pain, hoping to find some comfort in this difficult time. After the storm, Madrid is a picture of grief and loss. The floodwaters have receded, but what remains is mud, debris and fragments of life. The residents, though beginning the cleanup, cannot seem to hide the sadness and exhaustion in their eyes. This is a long and arduous battle to restore life after this devastating storm. In the northern hills of Spain, heavy rain has caused severe landslides. Large chunks of earth, trees and debris as an eviction slid down, blocking major roads and trapping hundreds of vehicles. The scene is truly terrifying, with trucks and cars overturned and precariously perched on steep roads. This poses a significant danger, and rescue teams are working tirelessly to free and clear the roads. At the foot of the mountains, small villages have faced an unexpected and terrifying flood. The floodwaters surged into the village, sweeping away everything in their path, leaving behind a scene of devastation and anguish. In their panic, the residents tried to salvage what they could, but with the speed of the floodwaters, many have lost everything. This is a true disaster for every person in this area. Rescue teams have been working around the clock to search for those missing after the flood. With each passing minute, the hope of finding survivors diminishes, but they have not given up. In this search, anything can happen, and no one knows what lies ahead. We are all praying for the safety of the missing individuals and hoping for a miracle. Spain has endured a terrifying storm, but with resilient spirit, we have overcome it all. The scars left by the storm will not be easily forgotten, but with unity and collective effort, life will soon return to normal. This is a lesson in human strength and solidarity in the most challenging times. We have rebuilt from the ashes and moved forward, stronger than ever before.